Hey there. Hi, everybody. It's Teresa, just getting back on track here. We're brand new today, coming live to you. I'm actually at the 860 Oakland Park location, which is in Columbus, Ohio. And I'm going to give people a moment to get on. I'm going to check with Erin, see if she can hear me. We're today doing, we're going to have a conversation about why we've created this It's Time to Own It campaign and what it means to so many people. We just had two people actually graduate and at close. That would be our graduation closing at the closing table. But anyway, Erin, can you hear me before we get started? Okay, I hear myself. So mute yourself out for a second, Erin, so it doesn't come back around as feedback. Please let people know if you're out there. Huh? What'd you say, Erin?
Right now, my computer is slightly frozen, so I'm trying to mute you.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna. I can't really. I don't want to mute me. I want to mute you. Okay. All right. All right. Great. Wonderful. So, guys, October 20th, we are going to come out with our 5th It's Time to Own It, and that campaign is one like no other. I have not ever seen anything like it in the Central Ohio market. Anyway, let me give you some of the reasons why we've created that campaign. It's very important. See, when you're a property owner, and that's what we're talking about. And by the way, let me just introduce myself properly. My name is Teresa Barron. I'm the broker and the owner of Take a Look Real Estate Brokers. And every week we come to you live on Wednesdays to discuss topics that are important. And just in case you missed it, or if you're interested in getting additional information, what you can do is you can go to our YouTube page, which is Take a Look Real Estate Brokers. That's the way it's out there on YouTube, and subscribe. Then you can get all the information, all the good stuff. You'll get the alerts, the new information, what's coming out. And like our page if we're bringing you information of value. And that's really the goal, is to bring you information of value so that you are empowered to make phenomenal decisions for your family, grow your wealth, and we can get rid of the poverty mindset by simply, sharing information and making it clear what the pathways are to building wealth for communities and families and all of those things that we all want to achieve. So with property, when you own property, I'm going to get right into it. When you own property, you own a bundle of rights. They call it a bundle of rights. Now, you might ask yourself, why do they call it a bundle of rights? The reason why they call it a bundle of rights, it's because you have rights as a property owner that you don't have as a renter. Let me give you some examples of that. For instance, in the state of Ohio, when we buy a property and we put a mortgage on it, it might look like rent, the mortgage might look like rent, but it's nothing like rent. The reason why it's nothing like rent is because if you don't pay your rent between the 1st and the 5th, sometime in the next couple of weeks, you can just lose the rights that you have to the space that you've rented. But with a mortgage, it's very, very different. If you don't pay your mortgage between the 1st and the 5th, well, you own it. So who cares? You can pay it on the 15th and you can pay it on the 30th. You can pay it anytime between the 1st and the 30th and have virtually minimal consequence. And that's a big bundle of right that people who rent things don't have. So it's a very important concept to understand. And I'm not trying to advocate for anybody to pay their mortgage late. I don't advocate for that at all. But we all know that life happens. And life happens to us all. It doesn't matter if you're renting or if you're purchasing, if you own a home or if you don't own a home, life happens. For instance, in Columbus, Ohio, we have minimally 75 people a day being evicted at Franklin County Eviction Court. Franklin County Eviction Court, which is downtown Columbus. There are a minimum of 75 people, and on average, it's more like 125. And on a high day, it's as many as 175 people a day. So let's just go somewhere in the middle and say we've got 100 people a day being evicted in Franklin County Court, Eviction Court, on a daily basis. That's the number of evictions that are filed. Now, is it that 100% of those people just don't want to pay their rent? Is that what the deal is? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, because I know too many of the people, because they come around to me and they talk to me after the fact. When it's time to rent someplace else, I might be one of the property managers that they get in contact with, and I hear their stories. And basically what's going on, if you look at their finances, they're just living paycheck to paycheck, which a lot of people, doesn't matter if you're renting, doesn't matter if you're owning, are living, with a tight paycheck. You take a couple paychecks away and things don't get paid. They don't get paid timely. Well, you don't necessarily have to take a couple paychecks. How about a $700 car repair? Let's say you've got rent and it's $760 a month, and then all of a sudden you have a car repair that's $700 a month, or $700 not a month, but that one time, right when rent's due, right when you get your paycheck. You have to make a decision at that point. Are you going to pay your rent that's due between the 1st and the 5th? Or are you going to take that $700 and repair your vehicle so that you can get back to work? There are a lot of people who have a 0% savings rate. They don't save any money because there's not enough money to save, because their paychecks are not keeping up with the cost of living. That is just a fact. The majority of people in our country, this is what's going on. So if they have a $700 car repair and they have to make a choice between paying the rent and or fixing the car, more than likely they're going to fix the car so they can get to work, so they can, keep that paycheck coming in, so they don't lose that job, so that they can pay their rent and all their other expenses and keep food on the table. So that is a very, very normal everyday problem. If you rent something, the landlord doesn't have to agree, and you haven't paid your rent by the 5th, they don't have to agree. They can give you a 3-day notice in the state of Ohio. And that 3-day notice is then to put you on notice that they're going to file an eviction on that 4th day. And so therefore we see people in the Franklin County eviction court, 75 to 175 a day. Pick your day. You might see, 75, you might see 100, might see 150, might see 175. But the only thing the judge wants to know when you go down to the eviction court is one thing. Did you pay your rent between the 1st and the 5th? If you say no, judge, look, this is what happened. See, what had happened was my car broke down. And I called the landlord and I tried to make a deal. And the landlord said, he sent me the 3-day notice. He never even called me back. So the judge wants to know, did you pay it? You say, no, I did not pay it. I did not pay my rent because I had to pay for my car. The judge will say, judgment for plaintiff being your landlord, and you have 5 days to vacate the premises, or they're going to red tag your door. And once they red tag your door, they're going to go to the sheriff and do a set out order. We have these things happening on a daily basis. If you just drive down in anybody's neighborhood, you will come across homes that are out there where everybody's stuff is sitting on the curb. And that's because they were not able to work it out with the landlord. They did have an eviction, and the landlord is out for profit. That is the reason why we become landlords, is to make a profit. So if you're not paying your rent, you're taking away from the profit. Now let's talk about a couple of things that you might not know, because I don't want to get into too much detail. We really drive the point home at the It's Time to Own It workshop and seminar. And let me say this much, I'm gonna throw it out there real quick. We will be having the next seminar on October the 20th, and I want you to watch out for it. If it's something you're interested in, please inbox us right now so that we can get you on the list. And when the tickets come out, when they're on our ticket Eventbrite or whatever way we are posting tickets this go around, you will be ready. You will have the information, and we can send you the link so that you can go ahead and get registered. Now listen, we want you to take it in all seriousness. If you register for our seminar and workshop, be prepared to be there. Don't cut yourself short by not getting there. Make sure you get there and get this information for your family, or for someone else that you might care about. Get this information because we have everyone there. Now, let me give you another benefit of homeownership. So listen, right now, I've got a property for rent, and I'm the property manager on this property. I do not own it, but I have a property for rent, and it rents out at $795 per month. It's located at 155 Southampton. It's just a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, living room. You know, it's okay. It's got a private driveway and fenced yard. Just simple little house. Just simple little house. No basement. So don't forget about the basement. No basement. $795 per month. The crazy thing is, if you would have purchased this house, because I sold it to the landlord, the owner of the property, I sold it to him about 5 years ago, maybe 6, maybe 7. Anyway, several years ago, I sold it to him, and he bought that property for $30,000. Now, if I would have been able to sell it to you for $30,000, your price, now it was 7 years ago, your monthly payment would be something like $370 per month. 370, it'd be less than that, maybe 300 a month. Let's just call it 300 a month. Today's market, now listen to this, listen to me very carefully. In today's market, that very same property will sell for about $60,000. So you're not going to get the benefit of what he purchased it for 6, 7, 8 years ago. Your price today would be more like $462 a month. But people would prefer, and I just don't understand why, people would prefer to rent it. And I really think it's just about lack of education and lack of feeling like you can really own it. What's really, really crazy to me is that it costs less to own it by almost half. It's about, it costs you maybe 60% of the cost of rent if you own it. So it is about position. The other thing I want you to understand is that when you own your property, like I said in the beginning of this conversation, if your car breaks down right when rent's due or right when the mortgage is due, the mortgage is due on the 1st, you don't have to sweat anybody filing, giving you a 3-day notice and then filing an eviction against you. What you need to understand is that you get a paycheck on the 14th if you got paid on the 1st. You also get a paycheck on the 28th. And both of those paychecks can be utilized to put you back on track. You can pay your mortgage on the 28th day of the month. You do not have to pay that mortgage on the 1st of the month. The other thing I want you to understand is that the worst that's going to happen is that you're going to get a 4 or 5% late fee penalty. And that amount is going to be somewhere between $20 and $30 a month. And I think that is just to have the option of having those additional paychecks to take care of your family's needs or the emergencies that happen for all of us. That is a blessing. And I didn't even mention that the difference, when you look at that $330 a month difference, what could we do with that? Could we use that to build a savings account so that we're not even worried about what happens? We don't have to wait till the 14th because 3 months we got the money in the bank to fix our car. Could we use it to build an investment portfolio? Could we use it to have some life insurance on our family members, which we talked about last week? Mortgage protection, something that's going to protect our families in the case that something bad happens, and things are happening bad all the time. But they're also happening good, and they're happening good if we are in the right position and we prepare ourselves. Now, let me look down at my notes here and see if there's anything else I want to give y'all about what's going on. Oh, one other thing. See, a lot of times people who don't own property, they don't realize the benefits that home ownership brings you in terms of tax benefits. Now, I don't know about you, but if I could get an extra $2,000 a year in my tax refund or in my tax liability, like I'm not going to owe, it's going to be $2,000 net extra money in my pocket. Either I'm not going to be paying as much in taxes or I'm going to get a bigger refund back. If I could get that, wouldn't that be something you would want to put your hands on? Absolutely you would. Absolutely you would. So I want to advocate home ownership is where it is. That is how the greatest amount of wealth building has ever been created, is through real estate. If you would have purchased just 5, 6, 7 years ago, and you were in this market today, I mean, people are doubling their money. It's crazy. But if you do not participate in your success, in actually getting the opportunity, you don't get the opportunity. It just passes you by. So we want to really encourage you. We want to encourage you. We want to invite you. We want to ask you to come on out to our next event. You know, if you are ready right now, definitely give me a call. I've got a couple of people. I know you're out there. I'm going to be calling you back this week. So just hold on and rest assured. I promise to call you back this week. But I've got folks out here who just really need to understand the difference in position. Position is the key role. Owners have rights, those bundle of rights that I mentioned in the beginning. And those bundle of rights protect families. They protect communities. They protect just in case if something funky happens, like it happens with us all. It happens to us all. And what we want to do is we want to position ourselves so that when these things, these calamities that are going to happen to everybody, no matter what, if you haven't learned anything in life, y'all know you have learned this now, that tomorrow something's going to break down, something's going to happen. We can insulate ourselves and make certain that our families, our children are not finding themselves in the homeless shelters. And by the way, thank God they're there, but they're only able to keep people for 2 weeks because of the incidents of homelessness in Columbus. We can do something about this, and who better to do something about this than those of us in the real estate community? We have a duty, I feel, since we're selling housing and since we're selling things that build wealth in communities, we have a duty to reach back into our community. And those of us who need the support, we have a duty to bring that support. This is not just a workshop. It is not just an event. This is a movement. We're casting a movement. We want you to envision owning your own home and leaving a legacy to your children. All right, guys, listen, the next event, I'm going to get off here shortly, is October the 20th. We will give you all of the details. We're working out the details. I got to get my friend, Mr. Tommy Brown, on the phone, on the line, and they're just now getting back. It is traditionally held at 3911 Dresden Street, which is the Feddersen Recreation Center. I definitely give kudos to them because they open up their space for us. And we have support from some phenomenal people. You're going to learn about home warranties. What does that do? I saw Miss Diana Silver on here just now. And believe you me, that home warranty could be a lifesaver because it will protect you in case of things going wrong. A lot of times there's fear around, having to make repairs. Please don't worry, because we got Miss Diana Silver, and she will be there to explain to you just exactly how that works. And every homeowner that we deal with, we want to ensure that we get them a home warranty and get it in place. We also have inspectors. A lot of times Franklin County auditor has come out. Clarence Mingo, thank you so much. And his co-auditor or deputy auditor, George, he has come out for us as well. We have the down payment assistance folks out there. We've had the city of Columbus come out with the $5,000 grant. We have lenders, we have realtors, we have everything that you need to get things in place and in where it needs to be so that you can get focused. And just last week, yay, we had 2 people from our spring event really close on their first home, and their families are going to be so much better for it. So we're excited. I'm excited to get on here and share this with you. You will be hearing lots more about it as the days go on. And I welcome you to just get yourself ready. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get ready to make this thing happen for your family, for our communities. And if you have questions, here's my contact information. Again, I'm Theresa Barron. I am the broker and the owner of Take a Look Real Estate Brokers. Been doing it for more than 2 decades. And you can reach me by texting me or emailing me. So my text would be 614-778-8503. And my email is Barron, BARRON, .Theresa, THERESA, @gmail.com. One other thing, if you're an agent and you are interested in serving the community at the highest level, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about serving the community at the highest level. If you're an agent and you're interested and you want to kick your real estate career up a notch and see if we can make some things happen, bring it to a whole nother level, you know, get into the situation where you can really earn a full-time living plus by selling real estate, definitely get in touch with me and let's have a confidential, private conversation, and we'll just tell it like it is. You can also, if you're a real estate agent and you're interested in getting some free training, but not necessarily sure you want to change brokerages or anywhere in the country, we have a group on Take a Look Real Estate Brokers called Platinum Success, and we invite you to join it to get all of the information that we're putting out there, the content, and I welcome you guys. So this is Theresa Barron. It's a beautiful day in Columbus, Ohio. I want you to have a wonderful day. And Aaron, is there anything else before I get off here? Unmute yourself so I can hear you.
No, you did very, very well.
Okay, guys. Okay, so we got it all out there. If you guys know, Aaron is always in the background, making sure that I share the information appropriately and that I don't miss something, because, you know, things happen, right? We just talked about that. I want everybody to have a phenomenal day. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Let me turn this alarm off.